Good morning, and it's a great honor to join you today. And my thanks to my brother Alan and Hatice Beton and their team at the G20 and G7 Health and Development Partnership for their work in organizing this event and for their tireless advocacy for health in the multilateral agenda. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a demonstration of the intimate links between global health and the global economy. It has reminded us that when one is damaged, both suffer. And while international financing for the COVID-19 response was extraordinary, it was ad hoc. It came late in the pandemic, and it did not generate the return on investment it could have in both health and economic terms. The Pandemic Fund was established to address critical gaps in pandemic preparedness, especially in lower-income countries. But we still do not have all the financing tools we need to tackle the next pandemic. And there are already worrying signs that the cycle of panic and neglect is repeating. The World Economic Forum's Global Risk Report, a survey of 1,200 leaders that ranks the likely impact of risks, found that infectious disease only number 27 out of 32, just tail end, perceived risks over the long term. Let me leave you with 3 requests. First, as the COVID-19 pandemic moved out of headlines over the past year, we have seen political and financial attention shifting to other priorities: conflicts, rising food and energy prices, and as Ali said, to respond to geopolitical changes and more. Of course, all of these are serious issues that demand attention. But the risk is that health is forgotten. In fact, all these issues have a health component, and health should be central in all these major issues, including climate change. So we seek your continued advocacy for financing for health in the G7 and G20. We must ensure that the cycle of panic and neglect does not repeat, and that health remains a permanent fixture on the multilateral agenda. Second, we seek your support for the pandemic accord that countries are now negotiating. We're the generation that lived through COVID-19. So we must be the generation to learn the lessons it taught us and make the changes we need to make to keep ourselves and each other safer, and the next generation safer. So we seek your advocacy for a strong accord and your commitment to fight misinformation and disinformation about the accord. I think you're following that. Some people and media have said that by signing the accord, countries will cede sovereignty to WHO. Let me say clearly that this is simply untrue, as you well know. WHO will not gain any power to override domestic policy decisions, nor would we want to. The pandemic accord is an agreement that's being negotiated by countries, for countries, and will be implemented by countries in accordance with their own national laws. And third, we seek your support for a new paradigm for how health is valued. We need a global movement that looks beyond GDP and sees healthy people as the foundation of healthy economies and flourishing societies. So, as Mariana calls it, economy for health, not health for economy. Of course, you have that added benefit, but the first should be health as a right, and economy for health should be central. Thank you all once again for your support for WHO's work and for making health not a cost, but an investment in a healthier, safer, and fairer future for all people. I thank you, and Ali, back to you.